Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a favorites video. I have so much to talk about. It's been kind of a little bit since I've mentioned anything that I've been currently picking up. So this isn't technically like a July favorites. Like some of it's like July, but some of it's like May and June, like just stuff that I have been like constantly reaching for. But I just really want to talk to you guys about. Some of it maybe I have mentioned, but I just want to go into more detail or yeah, and I do have a couple of products that didn't really work for me, didn't really love, and yeah. So if you want to see the products I've been currently loving and not loving, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is sunscreen, which may be the most important thing here, if not the most important thing here. So it has taken me a long time to find a sunscreen that works for me, that works for my skin, that isn't oily and greasy and makes my makeup slide around or makes me break out. It's hard to find one that sinks into the skin really well, doesn't leave a white cast, doesn't leave a weird film, and doesn't break me out or make me oily. So this is the best one that I have found personally. This is the Elta MD UV Clear Broad Spectrum SPF 46. So I have heard everyone talk about this over the years. A lot of celebrities use this and a lot of like YouTubers and just normal people love this sunscreen. So I love this. It's not oily, it's not greasy, it goes well underneath makeup, and it's just like a very lightweight sunscreen that just does the job. It does say that it calms and protects acne prone skin. It's high purity niacinamide, transparent zinc oxide, UVA, UVB protection. So this one, they do have like quite a few different ones. They have ones for the body. I think they have ones for like different skin types, which I love. And this one is for skin types prone to acne, rosacea, and hyperpigmentation. So it's good if you have sensitive skin. I know a lot of things can really irritate rosacea and acne prone skin. So that's what it looks like. It does come out white, which I know for sunscreen is like kind of scary. But like as you can see, like when you rub it in, it's just like so thin. It almost turns like clear. And I know I'm pretty fair, but it almost goes thin. It's like I don't want to say lotion texture because that kind of sounds like it's going to be thick, but it's almost like a gel moisturizer kind of texture. So I love this. If you are looking for a good sunscreen, try this out. I know it can kind of be hard to find this brand, but I found it on Derm Store is where I first bought it, and it was okay. It took a little while to get here, so I actually found it on Amazon. So they do sell these products on Amazon if you want to pick it up there, and I just love this. It's like a must. Okay, next thing is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. So I feel like I haven't mentioned this on my YouTube very much, but I love this. I actually don't use it for a mask. I don't know if I've ever used it for a mask, but I love it underneath makeup and just kind of like a little like moisturizer. So this one is pretty thick because it is a hydrating mask, but you can use it as a moisturizer. So if you want to use it as a face mask, obviously you're going to use more, but whenever I use this as like underneath my makeup for just kind of like my moisturizer, I use like that much, and I can literally cover my entire face and down my neck because it is pretty thick. But I have heard people talk about how much they love this underneath their makeup, and I always just kind of veered away from it because I do have oily skin, and moisturizers can be real picky underneath makeup. You know, I don't want it to be too thick and just make me look like a grease ball. But I do want to moisturize before I put on makeup because makeup goes on so much smoother and just sinks into the skin a little bit better. So I finally tried it, and honestly, I love it. I can use it during the summer and the winter time. It does not make me oily. It sinks into the skin really nicely. I'll put this on and kind of go do my eyeshadow or something. Just give it a little bit of time to sink into the skin before I go straight in with makeup. I love this underneath it, and if you haven't tried it, you definitely should. It just works so nicely underneath makeup, even if you have oily skin. And then the last kind of like skin prep item is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. And I know I have mentioned this on my channel in like my Sephora haul update, but I love this primer. It is so good for oily skin, especially during the summertime when your makeup is just like slipping and sliding all over the place. Honestly, it's one of my top favorite primers because it keeps my makeup on for hours at a time. I feel like it helps my makeup to wear better underneath a mask. I feel like I could literally do everything and anything in this and it's going to keep my makeup on. This is such a good primer. Makes your skin look flawless for hours. So yeah, it's kind of like all I really need to say about it. I feel like it's good. If you have oily skin, you need to try this. Oh wait, I have one more primer that I almost forgot about. It was like hidden underneath my mess of a table right now. So this one I actually just got like a few weeks ago. I can't exactly remember. But I've heard everyone talk about it, say that it was a Milk Makeup Hydro Grip dupe. And I will say I definitely agree with it. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. The makeup grip moisturizes and moisturizes and perfects. So they do have quite a few. I kind of want to try another one now that I like this one so much. But I just feel like it's really nice and gripping. It looks just like the Milk Makeup one, but I almost feel like it's a little bit more hydrating. It's a little bit thinner and not quite as thick as the Milk Makeup one. But it does have that sticky feeling that kind of like it's gonna keep your makeup on. It just helps your makeup to just stick to it. I feel like if you tried the Milk Makeup one and you didn't like it, it was just too sticky, or maybe it was just like too heavy for your skin, I would try this one out if you really want to try a gripping primer, because I just feel like this one's as good as the Milk Makeup one with like keeping my makeup on, but I feel like it's a little bit like not as like heavy and thick as that one, I guess is what I'm like trying to say. Like it's like almost more of a more gentle version of that one. So yeah, I really do love this one. It's only like $5 or $6 and you can get Hard Candy at Walmart. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to brows. So I do have two brow gels. I feel like I've just been like loving brow gel lately and really wanting to try out brow gel. So the first one is just like an OG favorite. This is the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 4. As you can see, like all my writing is coming off, but I love this one. I'm about out of it, but I love the brush on it. I love how small and tiny it is so that you can really get in there, really push up the brows and really coat them. I feel like if you're someone who kind of wants to give your brows a little oomph, kind of fill them in just a little bit, make them look a little fuller, then you really should try out a brow gel. That's like the best way to go for me. I tell everyone to get on it. I love using brow gels for when I'm doing kind of more of like a natural makeup and I want a little something to my brows, or even like over top of a brow pencil. I am wearing a brow pencil today because I did do Fuller Glam, but especially with the Benefit one, because I feel like it's not too pigmented, I guess. Not as pigmented as the one I'm getting ready to mention, so you can kind of wear it with a brow pencil. I do feel like since I have fuller brows, sometimes the brow pencil and a brow gel can be a little bit too much and just kind of make them look too done. But yeah, I really do love the Benefit one. If you're just kind of getting into brow gels, I would really try out this one. And then the next one is the Cosas Airbrush. So I really actually like the Cosas brow products. I haven't tried the clear one. I've tried this and the brow pencil. And I do like the brow pencil, but I'm not very picky with brow pencils. As long as it's not too creamy and slipping and sliding all over the place, then I'm gonna like it and I'll make it work. But I really love the Airbrush. So this is the tinted one. Like I said, they do have a clear one. And this one is a little bit different. It almost has like those like brow fibers. Is that what they're called? They kind of like add to your brow, make them look really full and fluffy. I love this one especially for natural makeup days, or even days that I'm doing like full glam like this, but I don't want to fill them in with a brow pencil. I'll go in with this and it'll make my eyebrows look so naturally just fluffed and perfect. I really enjoy this one. I enjoy it more than I even thought I would. Again, I feel like it's a little bit more pigmented than the Benefit one. So if you're kind of wanting one with more pigment, I'd go with the Cosas. If you want something with a little, where you're kind of using it over a brow pencil or something like that, I would go in with the Benefit one. But I love both of these. And I've been on a real like brow gel kick lately. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to bronzer. So I do have two cream bronzers that I've just been like really reaching for, and the first one is the Patrick Ta. This is the cream contour and powder bronzer duo in the shade She's Statuesque. So this is the one that comes with the cream on top, and then it comes with the powder bronzer. So the top is more of like a cream contour, and then the bottom is more of like a bronzer. I love this. I did use this one today, and I actually used the powder bronzer. I will say I feel like I get more use out of the cream contour than the powder bronzer. The powder bronzer is good. Like, I like the formula, I like the color. I think they both go really, really well together. I don't know, for some reason I just reach for the contour more than the powder bronzer, but this would be great for traveling, or if you're kind of just someone who doesn't want to buy a powder bronzer and a cream contour, you kind of get the best of both worlds here. So I really love this. Again, this is a cream contour. This is not a cream bronzer. I know like a lot of people are kind of like not loving it because it is more of a contour, cooler shade. But just keep that in mind. If you're looking for a cream bronzer, I would go with my next pick. If you want a cream contour, I would go with this one because I just feel like the formula is so easy to work with. It's kind of more of a buildable formula. You're gonna have to kind of you can do it like kind of sheer, or you can like really build it up to full pigment. And I just feel like it's really beginner friendly, and again, you get the best of both worlds. So I've been really reaching for this one. And the next one is the Jaclyn cream bronzer, or the Jaclyn Cosmetics cream bronzer in the shade Nakey, I guess. Okay, I will say I do really love this bronzer. I know that she could have done, like I said in my purchase or pass video, I think it was, she did so much better with the shade range. I don't know what she was doing. She was out of her mind, okay? But I know she's re-releasing these in the fall time with more colors. So hopefully she'll expand the shade range then, because the formula on this is so nice. The packaging, by the way, is very luxurious actually. It's like a heavy, is this glass? I think it's just like a heavy hard plastic. It could, I could be wrong, it could be glass actually. And then it has like the white with like the palm tree, so the packaging is actually very nice. But the product on the inside, it's a good, girl, it's a good. Okay, so I didn't know the color would work for me because it did look a little warm in swatches and stuff, but it actually works perfect. Again, this is a cream bronzer. This is not like, unless you like to do like a bronzer for a contour, this is like a bronzer. It's gonna add warmth and color to your face. It's not gonna contour. It'll shape a little bit because it is like a bronzer, but I love this. It is more of like a sheer buildable formula. It's kind of like a moussier formula. I'm gonna do like a really heavy swatch, so again, keep in mind this isn't exactly what it's gonna look like on my face, but that's a heavy swatch of the color. And then like if I blend it out, it's like it's gonna blend out so much more sheer. It is matte, which I love. It's kind of surprising that she's coming out with such like matte cream products, because she does constantly say she's dry and likes dew, like a dewier product, so it's kind of surprising, but I love this product. This is one of my favorite cream bronzers that I have tried because it's so easy to work with. It's a very sheer buildable formula. So again, she did say she wanted to kind of be like, you're not going to put on your face and it's like bam, and it's like you're going to take 10 minutes to blend it out, which I appreciate. I would rather have to build up than have to go in with such a light hand and be scared to go overboard with something. But the formula is so amazing. Since it is like a matte formula, it does last for a really long time. It looks really nice and natural on the skin. It's really easy to blend, and it's a good formula. It is a daggone good formula, and I'm hoping that in the fall she comes out with a shade range that is worth bragging about, because she does need to redeem herself with that shade range. Okay, next is blush, and y'all know I like blush, so we got some blushes to talk about. So we'll go ahead and talk about the Jaclyn ones. These are the Jaclyn cream to powder blush sticks, and these are the shade Overruled and Empress. So you can get these on Ulta now. This was, I think you can still get it on her website, but it's not coming to Ulta. But I really like these cream blushes. Again, they're kind of that cream to powder formula, so they start off really creamy, but they will set down to like a matte blush, which is great for someone who has oily skin or someone who just prefers a matte blush. it's going to help it to last longer. So this is Empress and this is Overworld. So super pretty shades. Again, these are heavy swatches, so this is not what's going to look like on your face. I know Empress is like really crazy hot pink, but it's going to look a lot more of like a light pink flush to your cheeks. I really love this formula. Again, I think it's really easy to work with. I don't ever just like draw it on my face. I do like pat it on my hand. Again, with like the cream products, the way that I do my cream products is I dip it in there, or if it's like a stick like this, I'll kind of rub it on my hand. And then I take my brush and I'll dip it into the product or onto my hand, and then I really blend it out on my hand before I put it on my face. I don't go straight in, just because that's how you go overboard. That's how you like kind of get like where it's like hard time blending and like really making it look airbrushed. So yeah, that's just my technique with it. But these cream blushes are great if you have oily skin and you cannot, or if you're someone who just likes a matte blush and you can't find a cream blush that is going to dry down to a matte formula and last for a long time. Try these out. You can get these at Ulta, like I said, so it's a little bit more accessible. Next ones are the Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush Lights. So I've mentioned these on my channel a lot, I know, but these are just so good. So I do have the 2 natural shades. They have 3 natural shades. One you cannot get on Sephora. You can get on like Beauty Bay and their website, but they have 2 natural shades on Sephora, and I think they have like 4 or 5 of like the shimmer ones. Haven't tried the shimmer ones because I prefer more of a natural matte blush. But I really enjoy these. I have Honey Thief and Sandy Cheeks. I will say I probably use Honey Thief a little bit more just because it's like that peachier pink shade, and then Honey Thief was more of like a burnt orange. So I did use Sandy Cheeks today, and these are just so good. They are so easy to blend. They're so creamy and emollient. Like when I swatch it, it's super creamy, but let me just show you, like they just blend like a dream onto the face, and they just have such a gorgeous like natural skin like finish to them. I love these. These can go over powder if you're someone who likes to do that. Personally, I like to do all my cream products underneath powder. It's all personal preference. It's just what I prefer, but I love these. I really wish they'd come out with more shades and like the natural kind of finish and not the shimmer. Even though the shimmer is probably beautiful, I just use the natural ones more. So I really wish they would expand the shade range because they do all lean a little bit more of like a warmer peach. So yeah, super good. If you haven't tried these, you need to. They're just some of the best cream blushes. Okay, last cream blush is the Rare Beauty Stay Runnable Blush in the shade Nearly Berry. I love these too. These kind of remind me of the Jaclyn stick blushes, the cream to powder blush sticks, but almost in like a pan form. So if you've tried her liquid blushes and they have like the dewy and matte, this is definitely a different formula. It's a little bit more moussey. It's a little bit more sheer. If you tried out her other ones and you thought they were just too pigmented, too hard to work with, you might really try these out and see if you like these. So these do have kind of a matte formula, but they're so creamy, and then they like dry down to that powder matte formula. So this is the shade Nearly Berry, which I think is gorgeous. I mean, like look at that like deep wine burgundy shade. So this is what it looks like. I'm like running out of room here to swatch, but it just blends again. It is the weirdest formula in a way. It almost is like you touch it, it's super emollient and creamy, and like you're like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be like a dew on my skin. But then you start rubbing it on your skin and you can feel it almost dry down to like a powder formula. It's kind of weird, but these last really well on the cheeks, just like the Jaclyn Hill ones. These blend super easily. I love the colors that they have. I really want to pick up another one. I love this shade. If you have fair skin, don't be scared of these like deeper berry shades because they will look so beautiful on the skin. Just use a light hand. And again, like I said, these are a little bit more like you have a little bit more of a leadway with these. They're not so crazy pigmented that you're not gonna be able to blend it out. So yeah, I really love these. I want to pick up another shade just because I like the formula so much, and the packaging is also super cute. Call me crazy, I know. If you watch my channel, all I ever say is I go through my faces with highlights where I'm like in it, and I love it, and then I'm kind of like, I could do without. But right now I'm kind of in the phase where I'm like into it again and I'm wearing it all the time. I know, I'll go back, like here in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be saying I don't like highlight and I need to stop buying them. But the reason I keep buying them is because I go through these phases where I like and I don't. Now here's my thing, I still don't like the super blinding 2015, 2016 era where it's like literally just a stripe of like glitter on your face. I'm out of that stage, but I like the like natural lit from within glow, or kind of even more like a, still kind of like a beaming glow, but more subtle, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not super natural. Because I mean, like, it is highlighter. But the first one is one that I recommend for anyone who wants to get into highlighter, who loves highlighter, or someone who kind of wants the best of both worlds, where they can have like a natural highlight or they can have like a beaming one. It is the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlight, and I had mine in the shade Super Glow, I think. So they have, no, mine's in the shade 01 Fair. They do have 3 shades, and then she does have like a couple more like limited edition shades or something. But I love this. Like in the pan, it looks like nothing. It looks like, it honestly looks like it's going to be too deep for me, to be honest. But it is the most like natural, not natural, like skin-like glaze. Like there it is on my skin. As you can see, it swatches a lot lighter than it looks in the pan. And like when I blend this onto my skin, it's not glittery, it's just like a nice glowy lit from within like glow. It's like natural as like a highlight can get. Like, I mean, hopefully you'll be able to see the reflection in this. That is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I didn't go overboard with it, but yeah, I feel like this is one that you can really build up to be like that full glam beaming highlight, or you can keep it like really natural if that's what you prefer, which I kind of keep it like right in the middle. I want it like natural, but since I'm like so full glam today, I'm like, let me get a little extra glow. So yeah, this is one of my favorite highlights and will continue to be one of my favorite highlights. I just recommend this one to everybody because I just think that it looks so skin-like, and it never looks like textured or super glittery on the skin. It's just gorgeous. It just looks like a natural wet highlight, and I love it. The next one is a little bit more intense. So this is the Jaclyn. This is the Flash palette, but you can get these as singles now. You can't get the palette anymore, but she sells these as singles, and again, you can get this on Ulta. So this is what it looks like. I really don't use these 2 shades quite as much. I'll use this one, and I've used like this one as like a blush topper, but I mostly use these 2 shades. So the shades I use the most is Gleam and Iced. These are just so pretty. Like, I mean, these are definitely different than Natasha Denona. I mean, that is like a beaming highlight. So when I want more of a full glam highlight look for that one, again, you can go with the light hand and like keep it more natural, but like as you can see, like this is the Natasha Denona one, and as you can see, it's a little bit more sheer on the finger, and these are like full pigment highlights. So let me just swatch. Like that is just like one swatch of them. So this is for the person who likes the beaming highlight, or just like a more like real glow. This is what they look like. I'll go ahead and swatch the other ones. So the other shades are Sparks and Mesmerized. And I think you can get all of these. I'm pretty sure you can. I know you can. You'll just have to like look on Ulta or her website. And then this one is Mesmerized and Iced. So super pretty. Again, the Jaclyn ones I really love. I have heard that it can emphasize texture. I haven't noticed that on myself personally, but I really, really love it. It's like that baked formula. It looks really good on the skin, in my opinion. It looks like a wet, glossy highlight, and it just looks really pretty. I feel like most things you can keep at like a sheer kind of coverage and then really build it up if you want like that beaming highlight. So I do kind of keep these a little bit more sheer. I just go with a lighter hand and really tap it off before I put on my face. But I love these, and I always spray my face before I put on a highlight. Let the setting spray like kind of sink in and then put on the highlight, just because I think it looks a little bit more skin-like and not so like crazy. I just have to mention, because I just can't stop reaching for these. No matter if I wear another powder blush, I still go in with these to like top it. So these are the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance Blush Palettes. Or no. Yeah. These right here are so good. You can get these on Ulta, like I said. I keep saying it 5 million gazillion times. I just love them. I honestly couldn't choose between the two. So we have Rouge Romance, which is like the peachier, warmer shades. And then we have Rouge Affair, which is the pinker, cooler tone shades. I love both of these. Like I wore this one today on top of my cream blush. I used Pretty Posh and what's this called? Fancy Pants. I used these two shades. I just mixed them, but these are pigmented. So like she said in her video, if you've watched it, or honestly just any other reviews, these are pretty pigmented, so you just need like a light hand. So these will last you a really long time. It's a good investment because they will last. They're really big pans. You get a lot of payoff with them. And the shades are really go from like a really light neutral to a really deep shade. So I feel like every skin tone can use these. I use all of them just because I'm a blush fiend. And I will use like the bright hot pink and like the deep reds and all these crazy shades that most people don't want to use, because I love blush and honestly it's not gonna look as crazy as you think it's gonna look. But I'll go ahead and like swatch some of them. I do feel like some of them have like a super matte formula, and then some of them will have more of like a kind of more of like a satin sheeny formula, but it never looks like glowy. Like it's not like a glowy blush. But they kind of do have like more of a satin formula. There's just like some of the shades. These are more of like the bolder ones. But I just love these blush palettes. I can't stop reaching for them. The pigment's amazing. The formula is amazing. They blend really nicely. And I just love them. Let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. I haven't mentioned like a favorite eyeshadow palette in kind of like a long time. But this one I've just been really, really reaching for. And this is the Transition palette by Dominique Cosmetics. And this is what it looks like. I know it looks like a really boring neutral warm palette, but it's honestly not. This is so versatile. It's really worth your money because she did make it to where you can use it on your face or on your eyes or your eyebrows or whatever you want to do. This is a great travel palette or just kind of like a one-stop shop palette. Because again, like I said, you can use it as bronzer, you can use it as blush, you can use it to fill in your eyebrows, you can use it as eyeshadow, eyeliner, whatever you want to do with it, you could use this palette for. And she did make these to like, you could set your under eyes with it if you wanted to. Everything in here is matte. So it's just a great everyday palette that you could really use for a lot of different things. It's very versatile. I used this on my eyes today, and honestly, I've been reaching it for this eyeshadow palette for just about every single day. I did make it a little bit more fuller glam today, but I've been using like these two shades as like an everyday basis. I just love it. I haven't tried much from Dominique Cosmetics, but like this makes me want to try out more because I do use this palette so much, and it's just so pretty, and it just blends so nicely. They're so easy to work with, and I love matte eyeshadows. You can always add a shimmer if you want. But for like the everyday, I just love it. And not to mention, she does have a lot of like neutral eyeshadows. She has a lot of like warmer eyeshadows, and then she has like cooler, more smoky ones. So you can keep it warm, you can keep it neutral, you can kind of keep it on like the mauve pinky tones, or you can kind of take it more of like a cool tone look. So it's just such a versatile palette that if you're someone who's just kind of looking for a new palette, or if you're someone who's just not getting into makeup, I think this is really, really nice for you. And I love this one. I've been reaching for it a lot, and it's been a while since I've mentioned an eyeshadow palette. Okay, the last things are some lip products that I've been reaching for. I'm gonna kind of go through these a little bit quicker because I just feel like I've been talking for hours. So these are just some lipsticks I've been reaching for a lot. So the first one is the MAC lipsticks. So these are like an OG favorite. I know, like, let me wipe off my hand. Everyone either loves or hates MAC, but I still love the MAC bullet lipsticks, and I reach for them on the regular. So two of the shades that I'm constantly reaching for, and I'm actually wearing one of these today, is a MAC Honey Love, which is obviously classic. That's what it looks like. I am wearing that today with a KKW liner, and then MAC Brave. So this actually is my second MAC Honey Love. So I went through a whole tube of this MAC Honey Love, and then I love MAC Brave. It's just like a pinky, like everyday neutral pinky nude, I guess. So I love these. I love mixing these together. If I mix these, I get like a perfect nudie, like kind of like neutral pinky nude. And I just love mixing these. I love the formula on the MAC lipsticks, and I love the way they smell. They smell like Krispy Kreme donuts to me or something. But yeah, I still love my MAC lipsticks, and I reach for those every day. So I just kind of wanted to like quickly mention those. And then one lipstick that I've mentioned so many times on my channel, and I'll probably continue because it's so good, is the e.l.f. Seriously Satin Lipstick in the shade Cream. So I first seen SMLXO mention this, and as you can see, I definitely mixed this with a lot of lipsticks because I've kind of changed the top of it. But it's such a good mixer shade. I actually mixed it in with a little bit of Honey Love just to lighten it. This is what it looks like. So it's a pretty light nude, but I will wear it on its own with kind of more of a deeper lip liner, or I will mix it in with lipsticks. I mix it in with lipsticks a lot, but it's just so good. It's kind of like a creamy matte formula. It looks really nice on the lips. It never looks dry, and it's just like a perfect nude for someone who's like fair to medium skin tones and just wants like a mixer shade or just kind of like a lighter nude. I love that. They do have more colors, so just kind of look, but the formula is really, really nice, and it's like $2 or $3. And then the next one, it's kind of like a favorites and a dupe. So I have the Huda Beauty cream lipsticks. I've been reaching for these a lot too. They're like that sheer, they still have quite a bit of pigment, but they have more of like a creamy glossy finish. I wouldn't say it's as glossy as the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine lipsticks. Those are like literally a gloss and a lipstick mixed together. I would say these are like a glossy lipstick, if that makes any sense. They're not quite as glossy as that, but they still have like a nice sheen to them, and they have a lot more pigment. So which one is this? So this one is Angel, and then this one is Sweet Cheeks. They do have quite a few shades. They have like a warm tone line, and then they have like a pinkier nude line. So I love these. They feel really nice and comfortable on the lips. They're gonna give you that like healthy, hydrated lip formula or lip look. Like they just look like, I don't know how to explain it. They just look so nice on the lips. They definitely, as you can tell, have like that creamier formula. And I just love them. They just make my lips look so plumped and hydrated, but they give me a nice color. And then I kind of have like a dupe, and this is the Maybelline. I don't know exactly what this line is. I know they have like a line. I'll link it down below. But this is the lipstick in the shade Nude Less, which I've also mentioned a lot on my channel. So I don't know where I'm going to swatch this. I feel like they kind of have like a similar formula. I would say maybe, just maybe, the Huda Beauty ones are a little bit more glossy finish, but they still both have that like hydrated, high shine lipstick finish where they're just like a really nice creamy lipstick that makes your lips look hydrated. I feel like the formula on these are very similar. And yeah, and I love the color of Nude Less. It's just like such a perfect pinky neutral nude on me. Again, I'm constantly using that one as like a mixer, and I'm mixing it in with other lipsticks, or I'm wearing it on its own. I just love these, and if you haven't wanted to try out this one, maybe try out the Maybelline one first just to see. They do have, again, more colors in this, but I really, really like it. And the formulas, I've never noticed until today when I was like getting my favorites ready, how similar the formula on these are. But again, I do love the Huda Beauty ones too, so if you're wanting to splurge, go with that one. If you kind of want to like save some money, try out the Maybelline ones. You might honestly like them more. The last thing are just some fails, or not really fails, but just products that didn't really work out for me, but I'll probably like still just like try and use them up. So the first thing is kind of like shocking to me. It's the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I don't love this. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I like that it like, It does keep my brows in place. Like, it keeps them, like, the color and stuff in place. I don't feel like it's, like, super fluffy, but I also feel like we've kind of just now gotten into that trend of wanting, like, the really fluffy brows. But I just don't love it. I feel like it makes my eyebrows feel crunchy. It feels like hairspray in my brows, and that's the main reason I don't want it. It's just a little bit too extreme. I'll still use it and, like, use it up, but it's just not my absolute favorite. I wouldn't run out and purchase it. So yeah, it's not my absolute favorite just because it does kind of give that crunchy feeling, which is really surprising since everyone's like raved about it. But it definitely does keep your eyebrows on, but it's literally like, I feel like hairspray in like a gel form. The next is the Too Faced Dang Girl Mascara. So I honestly feel like Too Faced mascaras are like super overhyped. I do not love this mascara. Again, I did get a BoxyCharm. It has a super big wand, so it's definitely more like a volumizing mascara, which I have a love-hate relationship with volumizing mascaras because I just feel like they can get so clumpy, and that's my main problem with this one. I feel like it's kind of like a messy application. I'll probably like the formula once it dries down a little bit more. With most of my mascaras, I like them once they dry down more than when I do when I first get them and they're like super fresh. But so maybe I'll like try it out again then and I'll like it a little bit more. But for now, it's just not my favorite. I feel like there's just so much better ones at the drugstore, and I feel like if you're not careful with this one, it can get really clumpy and kind of spidery looking. So that's kind of my main thing with it. It's too clumpy, it's too spidery looking if you use too much of it. So yeah, I just don't think it's worth the money, but if you like a super volumizing mascara, you'll probably like it. But I kind of like a little bit more of like an in-between, like I want length and I want volume. So yeah. And then the last thing is this Trestique. I don't even know what this brand is. I honestly don't know. Okay, and a BoxyCharm. So one line is like a brow pencil, which I'd probably never use this brow pencil. Maybe as like an eyeliner, because it is so thick and chunky. I just feel like it'd be really easy to go overboard with this one, and I feel like, ooh, that is hard. Okay, maybe I haven't used this as an eyeliner. I just feel like it's too big, but my main problem with it is on the bottom, which is actually like a really good idea to have like the pencil and the brow gel together, is the brow gel, and I do not like this brow gel. I feel like one is just, it doesn't do much for my eyebrows. Like it's like really thick. I just have noticed that it's different lengths. I just feel like it doesn't do much for my eyebrows. It doesn't really make them like super fluffy or filled in. And if I'm being quite honest, I haven't used it very much because the first time I used it, it went everywhere. It's like, I just have noticed that the one side is longer and one side is shorter, but I did not like it when I used it, just like right off the bat. Because it's one of those ones where, like, you know, where the formula is just a little too wet, and when you're brushing it on, like the brush is too big and it just kind of goes everywhere, not just your eyebrows. So that's just my main thing with this one, is it was just kind of causing like little like splatters like on like the top and the bottom of my eyebrows, and I did not like that. So yeah, that's like the main reason I don't use it. I just don't like it, and I'm pretty sure this is like an expensive brand. I don't know. But okay guys, so that is the end of this video. This is all my favorites and fails of the month. I know I had a lot, but these are just things that I have been like loving for the past few months, and I just couldn't wait to tell you. It's just things I keep reaching for. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know the products that you've been reaching for lately, or things that just haven't worked out for you. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!